Is Krabi worth visiting in 2026? Honestly, Krabi is as stunning as it looks, but a lot of people come here and end up doing the same touristy things. Hi guys, I'm Van, just a local Thai girl who's been living in Krabi for the past few years. And in this video, I'll show you Krabi through a more local perspective. We'll talk about where to stay, the beaches actually worth visiting, boat tours, hidden spots, local tips, and also a few things I personally think are overrated. And trust me guys, choosing the wrong area to stay here can completely change your trip. So if you're ready, let's explore Krabi together like real locals. So first, I will tell you a little bit about Krabi because I feel like a lot of people don't actually know what Krabi can really offer besides having one of the most beautiful beaches in Thailand. Krabi is a province on Thailand's southwest coast along the Andaman Sea. It's also known for these massive limestone cliffs that come straight out of the ocean. And honestly, there's nowhere else in Thailand that looks quite like this. And when people say Krabi, they're usually talking about the whole region. Ao Nang, Railay Beach, Koh Lanta, nearby islands, all of these together. It's actually much bigger than what people expect. And that's why choosing the right area to stay matters a lot. Getting to Krabi is pretty easy. The most popular option is flying into Krabi International Airport. There are direct flights from Bangkok every single day, and it only takes 1 hour and 20 minutes. And if you book early enough, the flights can be amazingly cheap. You can also get here by van from places like Phuket or Surat Thani. Phuket to Krabi is around 2 to 3 hours depending on the traffic. And if you're island hopping from Koh Phi Phi or Koh Lanta, there are ferries running pretty regular too. Honestly, reaching to Krabi by the boat, it just feels different. So yeah, that's basically how to get there. Okay guys, this part is really important because choosing the wrong area to stay can truly shift your entire experience. So here's the vibe of each area. Ao Nang is the main base. This is where most people stay. You've got plenty of restaurants, cafes, bars, convenience stores, tour companies, night markets. Basically everything is here. I wouldn't say that Ao Nang Beach is the most stunning one here, but it's convenient. If it's your first time here, I think Ao Nang is a good base, especially if you don't ride motorbikes. The downside is, since everything happens here, Ao Nang can get pretty busy and quite bustling. Overall, if you prioritize convenience, staying in Ao Nang area is the right call. If you want to find something quieter, there are the areas like Klong Muang and Tubkaek beaches. Klong Muang Beach is about 15 minutes away from Ao Nang. It's peaceful with fewer hotels and restaurants, but still enough options around. During high tide, the beach is truly beautiful with clear blue water, while obviously during the low tide it's not as enjoyable because the surface down there is quite rocky. Getting around here can also be a bit less convenient since there are fewer taxis. Let's move on to Tubkaek Beach, which is around 20 to 25 minutes away from Ao Nang. It's the quietest beach in the area. It feels more upscale and relaxing. It's perfect if you want a peaceful stay. The downside is the transportation, especially if you don't ride a motorbike. Here comes my favorite place, Railay. First of all, it's not an island, it's actually part of Krabi, but the only way to get there is by boat, which takes around 10 minutes and costs 100 baht per person. Railay really does live up to the hype. Surrounded by huge limestone cliffs, jungle, and crystal clear blue water, the whole place feels completely different from anywhere else in Krabi. Staying at least one night here makes the experience much better. because you'll have more time to wander around and enjoy the atmosphere. And if you're planning to try rock climbing like I did, it's definitely worth staying overnight. I hope that helps you decide where to stay in Krabi. I will make a separate Railay guide in another video. And next, let's talk about the best things to do here. I will divide the topic into two main parts, which are the islands and the attractions on land. Let's first talk about the boat tours, because honestly these are the highlights of Krabi. There are so many tours here, and I know that it can get overwhelming. So these are the ones that I personally think are worth doing. First is the 4 Islands tour, probably the most popular one, but with a reason though. This one usually includes places like Phra Nang Beach, Chicken Island, Tubkaek Island, and Poda Island. It's a great option if you want a mixture of everything in one day. One of the highlights is the sandbank connecting the islands during low tide. It's really beautiful. The next one is Koh Hong, and personally this is one of the most stunning islands around Krabi. The main highlight is the Hong Lagoon, surrounded by huge limestone cliffs and emerald green water. The beach here is also very clean and peaceful. It has crystal clear water, which is perfect for swimming and relaxing. But make sure that you check the tide chart before doing this one, because during the low tide, you won't be able to enter to the lagoon. If I have a limited time in Krabi, this tour is the one I would go for. The tour starts early around 7 a.m. and that makes a huge difference. We managed to watch the sunrise at Poda Island, visited Maya Bay before it got busy, stopped at Monkey Beach, and checked out the view around the Chicken Island. Also, snorkeled at 2 different spots. By the end of the day, I felt like I had experienced all the best from Krabi. I have done a lot of tours over the years, but this one truly stood out to me. If you're planning your own Krabi trip, I've left the link below so you can check it out, or you can scan the QR code here to check out the tour. Okay guys, that was all about the boat tours. Alright, let's now move on to the attractions on land. First, the Dragon Crest Trail, probably the most famous one here in Krabi. The hike takes around 2-3 hours to finish, and the view on the top is absolutely worth it. You'll get an incredible panoramic view of the coastline, limestone mountains, and the sea. It can be quite hot and steep, so I recommend going early in the morning and wear the proper shoes. Don't forget to bring enough water as well. Trust me, you will need it later. And since it's a part of National Park, you'll have to pay 200 baht fee per person. Next one is the famous Emerald Pool. Basically, it's a natural pool located inside the rainforest. The water has this beautiful emerald color, and it's a really refreshing place to cool down after walking through the jungle trail. Nearby, there's also the Blue Pool, which is another beautiful spot worth checking out. From the Emerald Pool, I'd say it takes around 10 minutes by walk. The entrance fee is 400 baht per person. And since it's a very popular place, I would say arriving here around 9 is a perfect time. Even though on the Google map it says that they open from 10, actually they start opening from 9 in the morning. If you enjoy nature activities, out Thailand kayaking is another great experience. You'll paddle through mangrove forests, limestone canyons, and quiet lagoons. It does feel very peaceful and is a nice way to see another side of Krabi away from the beaches. The price starts from around 500 baht up to 1000 baht, depends on the tour companies you contact. Another kayaking spot I really like is Klong Muang, also known as the Clear Water Canal. The water here is unbelievably clear, almost like a natural swimming pool. You can kayak slowly along the river, swim, or just relax surrounded by nature. It costs 300 baht per kayak, which can fit up to 2 people. The best time to come is in the morning before it gets too hot. For viewpoints, one of my favorites is Din Dang Doi. The view here is amazing, especially around sunrise or sunset time. You can see the limestone mountains stretching across the landscape, and it feels much less touristy compared to other viewpoints. Another viewpoint worth visiting is Kwan Nong Sao. It's a bit more adventurous to get there, but the scenery is stunning. The viewpoint overlooks the dramatic limestone formation which Krabi is famous for, and the atmosphere here feels really peaceful. Our last stop is Wat Tham Sua or Tiger Cave Temple. It is one of Krabi's most iconic landmarks. The main highlight is climbing the 1,200-ish steps to the top for the panoramic view of Krabi. It's definitely challenging, especially in the heat, but the view at the top makes it worth the effort. And now, I'm about to show you the most unique experience you can do in Krabi. If you're looking for an ethical elephant experience in southern Thailand, I'd highly recommend following giants. You definitely don't have to travel all the way to northern Thailand to spend time with elephants in a responsible way. I joined their half-day program, which costs 2,750 baht per person. And honestly, I find that half-day program is perfect amount of time. During the visit, you'll be learning about each elephant's story, prepare snacks for them, and observe them as they roam freely. And as I had mentioned earlier that this place is highly ethical, meaning that there's no riding, bathing, or forcing elephants to interact with people. So, if you'd like to get closer to these elephants in the ethical way, following giants is definitely one of the best experiences you can have in Krabi. Getting around Krabi is pretty easy. Around Ao Nang, you can use Grab, Bolt, local taxis, or the shared songtails that run along the main road. If you're thinking about renting a motorbike, I would already recommend it if you're already comfortable riding one. And the road around Ao Nang area can get quite busy, especially during the high season, so it's not the best place to learn. If you're an experienced rider, having your own motorbike can be a great way to explore Krabi. Once you get away from the busier areas, the roads are generally quieter and very scenic, often passing through small local villages, lush countryside, and dramatic limestone cliffs. For shorter trips, you can simply wave down a local taxi or book a Grab car or motorbike through the app. If you're planning to visit places which are further away, for example, Tiger Cave, Emerald Pool, or Ao Tha Lane, I highly recommend that you negotiate directly with one of the many local drivers you'll see around. And as always, make sure to agree on the price before starting your journey, especially when using local taxis. I like to divide Krabi seasons into two main periods. The first one is the high season and the second one is the low or the rainy season. The high season runs from November to March and is the best time to visit. The sea is calm, making it perfect for island hopping, snorkeling, and enjoy Krabi's beautiful beaches. The weather is also more comfortable compared to the hotter months like April and May. While April and May still offer good sea conditions, the temperatures can become extremely hot. The second period is the rainy season, which runs from June to October. During this time, the weather is less predictable, with more rain and rougher seas. Boat tours can sometimes be affected by the waves and occasional cancellations, and some beaches may not look so attractive. So, if you want the best weather and sea conditions, I recommend that you visit between November and March. Now, let's take a look at some local handy tips before visiting Krabi. And that's everything you need to know about Krabi. I hope this guide helps you plan an amazing trip, and if you find this video useful, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel. It really helps and means a lot to me. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video where we'll discover the beauty of Khao So. Goodbye for now, and I'll see you in the next one.